So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. It's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? Now I don't want to do any more of it.
Hi everyone, Martha here. So, it's been a while since I've done an anime review. I'm not counting the Dragon Ball one I just did recently, but I mean an animated movie. So, I've done a review about this director before. It's not a Miyagi, it's not a Studio Ghibli movie. This is a different Japan anime company. Do you want to suggest me to do any of those? Because I don't know if I've done any of them. I'm gonna do Boy and the Heron once I see it. Like, you know, I haven't got a chance to go to the movies in a while, and that one will be out on digital soon, so I can be able to watch it that way. But this is not about that one. Nope. This is about Your Name, which was also directed by the guy who made that Chair movie. Like, I don't remember how to say that. Right, Suzume. That's how you say that one. But this one is different from that one. I mean, it's still somewhat a romance, but not exactly like it. So this one is about Misue and Taki, who are having a kind of a Freaky Friday situation going on here. Separate of them having a daughter and a mom switching places. It's a boy and a girl switching places, and they don't even know each other. Well, technically they met, they just don't remember that they met. Taki lives in Tokyo, while Missie lives out in the boonies of Japan. So there is like no way for them to actually come across one another since they live in different parts of the country. It's like asking if I ever met any of you guys that are then gonna go to school with me who are watching me. So it's like asking that if I ever bump into you guys who's watching my videos. Let's say I personally know you before I start doing this. So yeah. What's the chances of me bumping into you guys? Yeah. Let's talk about that. So anyway, this one has like a bunch of different time periods. It takes place during three different years. It takes place when we're in Mishuha's time. It's 1994. We're in Taki's time. It's 1997. And at the very end of the movie, it's 2002. So it makes sense later. So basically, Meishua, at the beginning of the movie, she makes a wish that I was a boy's body because her dad is the mayor of the town, and she doesn't like how much everybody's making fun of her because of how much her dad's giving like her attention, and they're not able to talk to her and her dad anymore because her dad doesn't really care about the shrine. And their mom just recently died, and so the grandma adopts the daughters because they don't care about the shrine that has to do with their mom's side of the family. That will come. It's important for later on. So they are no longer allowed to live with her dad. So they don't really she doesn't get to see her dad that often anymore. So every single day, so while after she makes this wish, she switches places with Taki, and we have a bunch of silly jokes about since it's a boy and a girl switching places and bodies. Obviously Taki does touch her boobs so much, and then but she has nowhere to talk, because in the later movies she gets mad at him for touching it, and the reason why she knows because they don't remember the other person's experience is when they're in their person's body. Like for example, Mishua lets Taki go on a date with a girl that she sewed a dress for her, while a person at the restaurant cuts her skirt, and so after the shift, she sews it up for her, and the next day she doesn't remember that she did that, but later on she sets up for Taki to go on a date with her. So yeah, and the date goes pretty well, but he's so busy thinking about Mishua that he's not even paying attention about her and the other girl, who I think makes more sense for them to date because at the end of this movie than Mishua and Take. Besides, there's not really any already in the movie if they're actually going to start dating, because the movie ends right when they're about to introduce themselves to each other, technically for the first time. So yeah, because she does meet him like once, where she actually gets to keep his ribbon that is actually hers when they bump into each other the first time, but he doesn't know that's her, but she does because they're separated by 3 years, technically. Her time period takes place in 1994, and his place takes place in 1997. So every single time that he switches places with her, he ends up traveling back into time. Now, we don't know about that they're actually switching places until like the middle of the movie, when he decides after the switches stop, which is after the date that he goes out on the date with the girl. It's because it's the night at the meteor now, or the comet or whatever, and there's a comet like going over Japan, and during this movie is going out, and everybody in this movie, and everybody in Mishua's town is going to go and see it, and watch it happen. But the thing is, the comet splits in two and hits the town and kills everybody in the town. So the reason why the switch stops, because Mishua just died, but Taki doesn't know because it happened 3 years ago. So yeah, so he goes and tries to meet her. But he doesn't know exactly where the town is or where she lives, because he didn't write down her address. What the heck? And instead, he draws the landscapes of it and of her town, and he's showing it to people, but nobody's like recognizing this landscape, because that landscape technically does not exist anymore, until he goes into a restaurant to order ramen noodles, and the real ramen, not the one that we find in the store, which is fake ramen. No, the real ramen from Japan. That is real ramen. So yeah, and while they're eating the ramen, he shows it to the people who owns the restaurant of the ramen noodles, and they actually recognize it, because her husband, the one who owns the restaurant, used to live there and moved out before the meteor before it got destroyed. So he goes to where it was at, and then he goes to where they like keep like the town records of who would die during that time period, and we find out that she did die, and so did her friends. She has 2 friends who are I think one is played by the guy who plays Gohan from Dragon Ball, the adult version, he plays somebody in this, because he has Taki has 2 friends, and to the don't work at the restaurant. And then there's the guy who does work at the restaurant. So and then Mishua has her younger sister who keeps on waking her up in the morning and says, "Stop touching yourself," basically, and let's go. And she's like really bossy, and then she has her grandma, and then she has her dad. So yeah. So and when so Taki gets a really good idea because right before the switch stops happening, the grandma takes Misua while Taki's in there in Misua's body and the younger sister up to the shrine, and Taki gets the idea if he goes back because right when the meteor happens, they were like texting each other and like tell them what to do on the day that they switch to help each other out. Because the very first time they do it, the other Taki doesn't know what to do for Mishua because it's the first time in that somebody else's body, and neither does Mishua. So they start saying text to each other to help each other out, like what to do that day. So yeah, and it's this like most funniest part because Mishua, since she's in Tokyo, keeps on spending Taki's money every time they go out. So yeah, and so since because when this actually real time she's actually going to Tokyo, the ironic thing is that she's never going to get to go again in her own body because of what happens here. So it's to me, I think it's a good idea for her the fact that she does this so she can actually taste this food. So so he takes a drink of her ancestors, I guess. I don't know what type of that water that is, but it makes him actually go back to the day that the comet happened, and he tries to save everybody in town by having Mishua and her friends fake a forest fire, and she tries to get her dad on it, but who would believe them? Like it's surprising that her two friends would believe her, and the reason why that they believe her because a comet did hit them because there is already a crater there. Okay, so it could happen again, but that was like 1200 years ago. So it could happen again because it already happened. So yeah, and her friends believed her because of that. Because there's already a crater there that because when that part of the movie happens, you see two craters. So yeah, right next to each other. So yeah, and so they had to one of them the girl goes and goes to the radio station and tells everybody a forest fire, and then the Mishua's dad is trying to stop from her by taking her away when middle and everybody telling them not to go to the school or get out of town before it happens, but everybody's already out of town and everybody gets saved. And this whole entire time when this happens, he tries to go back to the shrine, Mishua, so she can actually meet Taki, because since he's there technically because it's a shrine, it goes to the netherworld, he crosses between times, so when they're both at the shrine at the same time, not really because it's 3 years apart, they actually walk by each other and actually feel the other person. And by this is going on, both of them are forgetting each other's names. That's why this movie is called Your Name. You have no it. I think I lost count of them actually saying how many times they said the title. What's your name? And that's why at the very end of the movie they both ask each other, "What's your name?" Because they technically forgot each other because of how it works. And the reason why this is going on because Mishua has a power that she inherited from her mom and her grandma. that when they get to, I guess, a certain age, they can split um, places with a guy, I guess, for a while. And the grandma remembers doing this, but she was not just like Misua. She forgot the guy's name, but since she doesn't remember this experience very well, she can't exactly explain it very well. So yeah, but she does remember her time in a guy's body, and the dad kind of figures out that this is not her daughter when because how much she stands up to him, how Taki stands up to him, and realizes she would never do this. So he likes, who are you? So yeah. So the reason why it takes place during 2002 is because um, after um, he forgets her name, there's a time skip, and we don't know if she survived the meteor or the comet, whatever you want to call it. We don't know that she survived it or anybody at the town survived it. So that's why there's a time skip. So we find out nobody died, everybody got away after 5 years because Taki decides to go into landscaping to like make sure more towns are being built since he's now out of high school, and when you get out of high school you decide what to do with your life and stuff like that. And so that's what he decides to do. So he can make sure that more that they can like rebuild that town that got destroyed basically. So yeah. And after that he's like trying to look for her and trying to remember what she looks like, but the thing is, the movie, when last time they like saw each other in that little split time, her hair is shortened and she might have grown out her hair, so would he recognize her? And the fact that they don't remember each other, would they recognize each other? Then they come across each other eventually, and then they ask each other, "What's your name?" And so yeah, and that's how the movie ends. So I'm only gonna this movie like a 9 out of 10. So that is it. So back to past me. Um, and I think like the most this movie is very beautiful. That's why I like this kind of movies, and I really wish that America would still make these type of movies where they're in 2D. Because man, this movie is so beautiful. Definitely during the part of the comments happening, and I don't know how something so beautiful can be so deadly. So yeah, because this can really happen. This actually happened a bunch of times in the world. So yeah, this movie is fictional, but it can actually happen. So yeah. So do I like this more one than the Chair movie? I don't know. I think I think I like that one better than this one. So, what other movies did he direct? So I need to know if I can want to watch any more of his movies. Well, that's okay. So the voice actors on here are, I just got the English ones because I didn't watch the Japanese version. I hardly ever do. Is Chi Lee, who, let me see if I can find any other voice actors. Oh yeah, she's one of Planet Venus's voice actresses. So yeah. And then we have Mike, Senju Ash, and I already told you the guy who plays Gohan's on here. So let me find the director. So the director also directed, besides those two movies. Okay, so I need to watch Weathering with You eventually, and then A Long Lean of Memory, and The Garden of Words. So I'll watch those movies eventually. Right now, I'm trying to finish all the Kung Fu Panda movies. Only have one more to do. Then maybe Megamind. Then I'll go back to doing do the next two Sleeping Beauty movies. I just wanted to watch movies that are coming out right now. I'm not gonna watch the second Megamind movie. Just want to watch the first one. So yeah, unless you guys really want to torture me. So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And bye bye.